In real life, math is used to solve real problems, and that's true with fractions too. To solve problems involving fractions, you're going to follow the same steps as for any other type of math problem. So first, you're going to read if it's a word problem, or if it's not, think about the problem. You need to understand what are the facts, and what is the thing that you're being asked or that you need to find out. Especially if the problem might involve fractions, you could identify the units, and sometimes it may be relevant to know how many units make up a whole. If necessary, or if it'll help, you can draw a picture. That can help you to understand what's going on. The second step is to plan. Identify the operation. And think about, well, what is it that needs to be added and subtracted or multiplied or divided or whatever, and set up the equation. Now, keywords can help with all of this, and the keywords that might suggest an operation are the same for fractions as for anything else. So for addition then, some of the keywords would be things like sum, or plus, or total, all together. Some keywords that might suggest subtraction would be things like less, decrease, left, remaining. Some words that might suggest multiplication. Maybe words like product, or times, or one keyword that is often found with fractions is of. If you're asked to find a fraction of a number, like 3/4 of 10 pounds, of means multiply. Okay, and finally some keywords for division. You might find cut, or divided, or split, or sometimes how many. So here's an example of a fractions word problem. Mario Brothers Plumbing has a box of 42 3/8 inch, 20-inch stainless steel faucet supply lines. And if 1/3 of these lines are gone from the box now, how many are left? So we're going to follow our process. First, we're going to read or think about it. Alright, so the units are faucet supply lines, and we know that there are 42 units make up one box, and we need to find out how many are gone. So we can find out how many are left. And that's what we actually need to know, is how many are left. So step 2 is we're going to plan. And some keywords could help us with that. We know that we need to find out what is 1/3 of 42, because 1/3 are gone. So we have of as a keyword, And that generally means to multiply. And then we also have how many are left. And that generally means to subtract. So we probably have to do two operations. So finally in step 3 we're going to do the math. And we know there are two operations. We need to find 1/3 of 42, which means multiply. And that will tell us how many are gone. So 42 times 1/3, we have to make 42 into an improper fraction. And now we can cancel if possible, and actually 3 goes into itself once, and 3 goes into 42 14 times. So 14 times 1 is 14, and 1 times 1 is 1, and 14 over 1 is the same as 14. So 14 of them are gone. So step 2 is going to be subtract, because we had 1/3 of, and then how many are left. So if we started with 42, and 14 are gone, we're going to subtract. I have to borrow. So there are 28 left. And 28 what? Well, the units are faucet supply lines. There are 28 faucet supply lines left. And that's how you solve a fractions word problem.